So now who is being on focus is Chitraketu. And this philosophy of Gita and Bhagavatam is basically revolutionary. General society, friendship and love, divinely bestowed upon man. This is the general saying. Vyavarika. People have this as their source of satisfaction. And it is totally being rejected by the school of Bhagavata. Common man, if you tell this, he will not be able to believe what we are telling you. Because he lives only for this. Correct? People are working hard. For what they are working hard? They are working hard to maintain their band of relatives. Everybody. And that is everything for them. True or not? And Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is saying, Shiva. Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita is saying, what is all this finally? It is not giving any kind of respect for this kind of mentality. King Chitraketu is in terrible lamentation. Condition is that he is crying with the mouth open and almost he is dead by the pain. So question may be that why did Angira Rishi not instruct him previously? Because he was totally blind at that moment. Therefore, sometimes, if you can voluntarily take time and read Bhagavad Gita by your own choice, you don't have to learn the lesson in a hard way. Just like, suppose I go to the jail and I say, see, you have a tendency of theft, a tendency of murder, give it up. And I'll talk to the king. I know the king. I'll talk to him. He'll release you from the jail. You just give up all these things. You say, yes, I should not do all this thing. Voluntarily, you make a decision. You realize or not realize, based on the reformer which I met, you just voluntarily accept the decision. Okay, I'll do it. And then we give a call to the king. He's going to come out of the jail. King says, yes, if you say I recommend, I relieve him. But if he does not agree to that, social reformer, then what he has to undergo? He has to undergo 20 years of rigorous imprisonment, which is very painful. And no guarantee he will learn anything from that. So same way, if you want, you can directly now accept the message of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita with relief from all the kind of pains and anxieties you're going to see. You can be relieved. But if you do not want, and if you do not want that, then be ready. Then be ready. There is hajar varieties of pains you have to undergo to learn a lesson. If Chitraketu basically had no child in his destiny. He forced one to come. Just like sometimes people do. What is the good of it? No use. So much he suffered. More than the pleasure he got, more than that the pain he got. Just like our teeth is there. Now when you eat namkeen, you eat gulab jamun, you eat cake, you eat so many items. Nice taste it gives. It helps you enjoy so much stuff. When the same teeth gives you pain, in one day it takes away all the pleasure. Correct? Teeth give pain. Enough. Therefore, I was wondering, there is a separate department for separate college itself. They are not made independent department for other things. Independent college itself. Dental, they made a separate college. Actually, it's just part of medicine. Because when it gives pain, it immediate urgent attention is required. So as much pleasure anything gives in you in the life, more than that pain it will give you. Therefore, if you are deriving any pleasure coming from senses, interacting with sense object, it will be a source of great pain for you very soon. You understand? The more pain it will give you than so-called pleasure you are getting now. So we need to develop. Actually, all of us need to develop a spirit of detachment from this world. And this is not some kind of hallucination. It's a fact. The whole Vedic culture is based on this fact that we are not the body. And you can see, it is like a small supposition. Everything changes. Simple living, high thinking. And modern culture, simply living, No thinking. Because there is no idea of the soul. What do you think about then? And then in the Vedic culture we see always the center is a temple. And people have simple houses all around. In the modern culture, the center is cinema halls, malls. Just like you can see which house is the temple, which is a house. A temple means the Lord is in the center. Anybody can do this now. What we are doing is just a model. Anybody can do. In the center of the house, keep the Lord. Focus is on the Lord. Where the people's focus is on a TV now. They make a big hall. And what they do in the hall? They put a big TV there. The animals basically. Because the whole focus is there. Prabhupada says, you will go where your focus is. If your focus is on material affairs, oh, this is happening, this leader is speaking like that leader is speaking like that, what's the use? Prabhupada was in America. That time they had a change of presidentship. Prabhupada said, what is the use of this? You are replacing one rascal with another rascal. What's the use of this? What is the use finally? So this is not going to benefit. So therefore, we see the Bhagavatam is lifting the whole on a different platform. And sage Angira Rishi and Narada has come. And why they have come? They are paradukha dukhi. Please understand, they are not going to get anything from Chitraketu. That is another platform to preach. When you preach and if you are fruitive, it's not preaching, it's business. That's the panda they're anyway doing. You go to so many temples, there's a sit down place. You sit down. They tell you how the temple, this happened. Nikal Pasar. They do like that. Correct? Nobody likes to listen to them. Actually, we hate to sit down. They better. We don't want to sit down. Because, if you sit down, you have to pay. Is there? So many temples it is like that. Correct? True, we somehow dovetail sometimes nicely. We go in a group and they say, okay, speak. Anyway, he knows the place well. Let him speak. But previously, we were not so degraded. Actually, we do need people who are guides in the holy place to show us. And they were previously very saintly, not fruitive. Prabhupada used to say that is karmi then. If you are fruitive, bhakti is actually the ultimate thing. Bhakta wants only two things. 2 lotus feet of Krishna. Full stop. He doesn't want anything else. Moment he has some material desire, he is not a bhakta yogi. Then he becomes karma yogi. When you are maintaining material desires and chanting Hare Krishna, you are not bhakta yogi. You are karma yogi or jnana yogi. Some people have that. So they want to speculate. Oh, it is like that. Arey Baba, Shastra says, that much it says, try to understand. No, I want to speculate. Take it, do. That is jnana yogi. But at least connection is to Krishna. Therefore, he is a yogi. If there is no connection, he is not jnana yogi, he is jnani. So similarly, people work and they enjoy the fruits. They are not karma yogis. Many of them, we are karma yogi. You are not karma yogi. You are a karmi. There is a difference between karmi and karma yogi. So karma yogi is never equivalent to bhakti yogi. Karma yogi is fruitive. He is degraded presently. He has to advance. He is attached to the fruits. So karma yogi is also 2 categories. Sakama karma yogi and nishkama karma yogi. Sakama karma yogi, generally karma yogis are like that. Even congregation is generally like that. Sakama karma yogis. Lot of strong material desires and they're chanting Hare Krishna. They're not bhakti yogis. They're sakama karma yogi. And sometimes they're detached, slightly better. They're working but they're not attached to the result. That is better. Nishkam karma yogi. Sakama karma yogi will only reach to Rajoguna. You will not ever see Sattoguna in your life, even though you're chanting Hare Krishna. You'll remain, maximum you can see is Rajoguna. Because Sakama karma yogi cannot go beyond that. Nishkama karma yogi will start experiencing Sattoguna. Because Nishkama is there. He is working, he is doing his duty in society. But still, the pleasure of Krishna consciousness, the taste, you have to come to Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, you don't want anything except Krishna. That is Bhakti Yoga. Jnana Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, or your Karma Yoga will never make you see Krishna. And neither you will come to any proper spiritual platform. You remain in the material platform with other kind of yoga. Therefore, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya mam avijanati. Only a devotee can understand me. Other people cannot understand me. Bhaktu asime sakacheti. Krishna says, Arjuna, I am revealing all these things to you because you are my Bhakti Yogi. And Bhakti Yogi means pure devotee. When there is a contamination of fruitive results, that is not pure devotion. That is Karma Yoga. When there is a contamination of unnecessarily tendency of jnana, that is called Jnana Yoga. Understand? Bhakti Yoga means just like Mother Yashoda. She is the Bhakti Yogi. Just absorbed how to please. She doesn't want anything except Krishna. That is Bhakti Yogi. Bhakti Yogi means pure devotees. And Prabhupada, anything less than pure Bhakti Yoga is rejected. And that is how the platform of the ISKCON movement is. What Prabhupada has given. Anything less than pure Bhakti Yoga is rejected as part of the movement. It's contamination. It's neophyteness. You understand? Sometimes what happens, so I am also Bhakti Yogi. You're not Bhakti Yogi. You're Karma Yogi now. Bhakti Yogi means there is an attachment to the work and attachment to the fruit of the work. Karma Yogi means attachment to the work. Because every work gives you some respect in the society. There is attachment to that. Yeah, I am doing something. Now he is becoming Bhakti Yogi. Otherwise I am attached, I like to say, I am a lawyer. That's Karma Yogi. He is not Bhakti Yogi. Still that attachment is there. Because there is some kind of respect. I am a judge in the city. Some respect you get saying that. Correct? Among animals you get some respect. And you want to again and again repeat that. That means you are not Bhakti Yogi, you are a Karma Yogi. Now he is a king anyway. He is attached to the society, friendship, attached to the child. And there was no need. He can peacefully see any situation can be taken for positively. He saw the condition. Okay, I cannot produce a child. That's fine. So many other Kshatriyas. I can train somebody. Give the kingdom that king and I go. That's it. But no, he became over-possessed. And he could have, there is so much time is also saved when you don't have a child at home. We know some people, families who don't have children at home, some reason. They nicely practice Krishna consciousness. They're happy. Accept Krishna as your child. And peacefully practice Krishna consciousness. Happily. You have saved time now. Somehow or another, you have saved time. Well, you can look for positive in every situation. Just like when Grahana is there, it considered very inauspicious time. People don't go out. Good. Do Kirtan for 4 hours. Very good. Becomes auspicious. Even though it is an inauspicious time. So for devotee, every situation can be turned auspicious. Okay. But otherwise, if he can remain attached to the material affairs, then the shloka is explaining here. The Angira Rishi is asking Chitraketu, but is asking with compassion, asking with knowledge. Therefore, Chitraketu will be touched. We just go to somebody and tell him, Kya hai sab? He will not listen to you. To speak with affection. That is a mark of great devotees. When they speak with well wish. Why you are trapped in all these things? Sage Angira is saying, Oh Chitraketu, did you have a relation with this child before? Are you going to have a relation with the child after some time? Why you are so much lamenting over it? The next shloka he gives an example. Just like in a river, sand particles come together. River carries sand. And then they are dispersed. Therefore it is said wherever the river flows, even in flood, that land becomes fertile actually. Actually flood also has a purpose, to make the land fertile. Today right up next to the river they put flats and all, and they have problem when the flood is there. Actually next to the river should be only agriculture. When the flood comes, actually it fertilizes, as far as I know. I am not expert in this, but it has a role of fertilizing when a river floods. So the river is carrying, why it fertilizes? Because it carries sand particles, correct? Minerals, everything it carries with them from the mountains. And those sand particles come together and they separate out. Other example is given in the Bhagavatam. Sometimes leaves and all gather together and the river goes over it and the leaves and all are separated out. Correct? So similarly, it is the force of Kala, things are going on. By karma, things are going on. I do not know how can somebody call themselves spiritualist, religionist, without even understanding what is karma. Very wonder. And you see, please give me explanation. My parents who died in the bomb attack. Why did God this to me? And he said, I don't know the answer. Then you go become a normal man. Prabhupada says, why you cheat? When you don't know, Then don't become a teacher. You're not a teacher, you're a cheater. Teacher is, yes, I know. Somebody asks a question, yes, I know. Then you're a teacher. You don't know, you become a teacher. It's not fair, no? You're a cheater. Simply wearing big dress, that's all. Big dress. This. You don't even know a basic question to answer. Why a child born in this world at that moment is experiencing a very great difficulty? What has he done? And you don't know what is Atma, you don't know what is Karma. What are you talking then? Shut up. Keep aside. Those who know, let them talk. You don't know, shut up. Why you come forward wearing a big dress as if you know something? You don't even know ABCD, what is karma. So the laws of karma are very forceful. And as I've been discussing, actually it's wonder. Sometimes I do not understand. Why is it a particular reaction I'm getting now? But if you are a devotee, you should, oh my Lord, your all arrangements are so beautiful. Even though today I may be experiencing pain in this condition, I know everything do is ecstatic. The spiritual world, that's what happens. Everything, every movement, it's not artificial, it's a fact. Every movement, whatever Krishna does, what is this? Every moment people are wonderstruck by Krishna's activity in the spiritual world. The same thing is happening in the material world, but we cannot see, therefore stay here. Here also every moment Krishna is acting, because you cannot see him, you don't want to see him, you hate to see him, he's not showing himself. But every activity that Krishna does is wonder. Just like we know there is a revelation of Mahabharata and Ramayana, some of the Lord's activities is actually wonder. Sometimes people come to analyze, why did do this, why did, somebody is asking yesterday, why did Lord Rama leave Sita? I say, I cannot even begin this unless you understand what is God. When you understand what is God, you understand that every activity is wonderful. Without even understanding what is soul, what is God, you want to enter. That's what most of the Indians are doing. Yeah, they do like crazy, they got crazy. Recently they have started a serial on Karna. Karna was a demon. He was a demon, Rakshasa. Both Duryodhana and Karna are Rakshasas actually. Were born to play a certain role. A Sahasra Kavacha. And the Nar-Narayan Rishi came to kill him. Actually Arjuna, Krishna are also Nar-Narayan Rishi. They came to kill him. The last Kavacha was to be removed and killed. But they just make a hero out of him. And then what happens? Then why did Krishna do this? They don't are able to understand. Krishna came to kill a demon. A demon means he causes disturbance. And he caused so much disturbance. Some good qualities everybody has. You are charitable, yeah. That good quality every Ravana had. Jarasandha was also very charitable. But what happens when people don't hear basics also, what is soul, what is God, and they don't understand that actually real business soul is to serve God, what they will understand spiritual life? They go into all these pastimes and make a mess out of the whole thing. Mess, total mess they make out of the whole thing. Okay? If you ask normal people, Kauravas or Pandavas also did so many bad things. Why Krishna supported Pandavas? They speak all this rubbish. They have no idea what is God, what is soul, what is the business of the soul. Why did, then what they will understand? Therefore, these people who make all these serials, they do great disservice to the society. Instead of helping, they just become like typical Prabhupada, the whole life blasted the Bhagavad Sapta people. There are enough people making money out of this Bhagavad Sapta. They confuse the whole society because it's a science which has to be systematically taught. Without systematically teaching the science, here and there you throw what people like to hear. You create confusion in the society. Therefore, Prabhupada used to say, in India we have to almost impossible to give Bhakti Yoga to anybody in India. Prabhupada found it actually. 30 years he could not make 1 inch progress. In fact, he was so frustrated that any part of the world where Indians are coming, he said, please put in the normal. He just leave these Indians. They will never become serious. He had such hopelessness against these people. 40 years and in India, 30 years particularly, he got the order from his guru in 1936 when he is 40-year-old, because he is 1896 born. So 4 years you add. 40 years old. Till 70 years, he put tremendous effort, same effort he put in the America. In 40 years, he could not do what he did in 4 years in America. What is the difference? The difference was their minds were not polluted, confused by this so-called Bhagavata, Mahabharata, Ramayana reciters, which make a mess out of the innocent people. The mass of India wants to hear about Krishna and Rama. They're born in this country, correct? We want to hear. But if you hear wrong, then how much difficult it becomes to make you understand what is correct. And on top of that, the Mayavadis. First thing, the wrong understanding. On top of it, Mayavadis jump in. Say all this is illusion, I am illusion, you are illusion. What a thing remains. Make a total confusion out of the whole thing. I remember in my college when I met the devotees, and I was so happy in Krishna consciousness. So I went to them and said, what do you speak about general people's understanding in India? You know what he said? Ocean of confusion. What is ocean of confusion? Not one. You take 4 members in a family. They will tell you each different interpretation of what is the Vedas. Say what our culture is. There is nothing standard. And on top of it, jokers come in and say, Yatomat Tatopat. Whatever path you believe, that is good. Then it's an insult to the science. It's not correct. And why have colleges? If suppose I say, you can believe whatever you want in mathematics, 2 equal to 5, that is correct for you, that is correct for you. You can believe you want 2 equal to 7, you can also proceed with that. Then what is remaining then? Close the colleges, correct? By these kind of opinions, people have lost total respect to what is parampara. Who asks you when you're going to present? Okay, I want to tell you something about soul. I am very eager to hear. But which parampara do you belong to? This is the first question. Who trained you actually? Who trained you? How can I believe what you are telling? Who has trained you? Correct? And next question, what benefit you got by following this? These 2 questions should be there. You got it? And then we will be then the progress will, therefore people have to be intelligent. Spiritually people are not intelligent. So here is Chitraketu. In fact, after he hears Angira Rishi and Narada speaking to him, Angira Rishi speaking to him, immediately he will ask this question, who are you? Before continuing to hear, who are you please? Your words are very pleasing to hear. Because he was, actually if you have spiritual knowledge and if you are realized, when you speak, the people feel great relief from the pain of material existence. Just like when you have kirtan. You always have experience. We may be having so much anxiety, but it is so soothing to the heart, isn't it? We completely forget all anxieties. Now we get merged into another thing. But it has to be done by devotees. If you hear kirtan by this commercial people, your anxieties will increase because he's not going to ask you money. He's not going to do it free. Correct? But when you hear from devotees, it is done out of not any business. It is done out of pleasure for the Lord. It is so soothing to hear. And you can see the natural smile in the face of a devotee cannot be imitated by all this commercialization of religion. Correct? The devotee is so happy actually. Actually, more and more we surrender to Krishna, more and more we become happy. Prabhupada said this is Krishna consciousness, the natural happiness of a devotee, natural happiness, which attracts the whole world. They also get interested. Oh, it seems you are very happy. Can I also take to this? Correct? And if you are not happy, you cannot preach. Yeah, it is very nice. You should chant Hare Krishna mantra. Why should I chant? You yourself look so sad. Obviously, what will attract a person to you first? Later, he will surrender, he will follow. But in the beginning, what will attract? It is by result. So by result, we should be happy, blissful in Krishna consciousness, and then we can advance. Continue tomorrow. Srila Prabhupada ki, Srimad Bhagavatam ki.